Hi guys, I'm Gias and you are watching the SQV Battle channel.
Today, I will tell you about the 2022 model of the Chinese crossover Haval F7. Of course, we will test its off-road capabilities as well as measure its fuel consumption. The Haval F7 is a mid-size crossover. Its colleagues are the Volkswagen Tiguan, Toyota RAV4, and others. In order to look worthy compared to its competitors, the designers have tried to make the appearance of the F7 as spectacular as possible. When seen from the front bumper with an aggressively wide grille immediately catches the eye. Take a look at the pattern of cells in the form of sharp corners. In Haval, they are referred to as countless shark teeth. The letter F is deliberately highlighted in red as if a reference to the powered-up mark of a particular German automaker. Have you figured out what I'm talking about? Write your answer in the comments. In the back, I want to note the trunk lid with a stamping similar to a spoiler, and a bumper with an imitation of air vents, where the light reflectors are actually placed. Additionally, there is a diffuser, which is the prerogative of racing cars. Yet another confirmation that the designers of the Haval F7 really want to give a sense of sportiness to their creation. Write in the comments if you think they managed to do it. In the meantime, I'll tell you about what it has beneath the hood. The Haval F7, as well as its twin brother Haval F7X with a coupe-like body, is equipped with two engine options for petrol turbo engines. The 1.5-liter producing 150 horsepower and 280 Nm, as well as a 2-liter with 190 horsepower and 340 Nm. 7-speed automatic gearbox, the drive can be either front-wheel or all-wheel. For the test, I have the most powerful version with a 2-liter turbo engine, a robotic gearbox, and all-wheel drive. We will check its off-road capabilities a little later, but for now, let's investigate the interior. The Haval designers have tinkered with the center console in an interesting way. It's divided into three parts. Soft plastic on top, the central part is stylized as black bamboo, and the lower part, which received the dragon scale pattern, unites the overall silhouette with door inserts possessing the same finish. By the way, regarding the finish, in 2022, the new F7 model received two new trim options: respectable blue with white inserts on the doors, as well as sporty black and red, with fabric inserts in the center of the seats and, naturally, with red stitching on the seams. As for the seats, the driver's spot has a lumbar support adjustment function. In addition to regulating the height of the entire seat, you can now separately change the height of the cushion's front edge. This will allow you to find the most comfortable driving position. To make the driver feel especially good during a long journey, seat and air heating are at his disposal. Add here the dual-zone climate control, and now any trip will certainly become as comfortable as possible. Although, I have not mentioned yet the new multimedia system with an especially wide screen, located in the middle of the console. Obviously, support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is present, though only via cable. The enlarged screen will be appreciated not only by beginners, but also by experienced drivers. The 360-degree surround view cameras transmit a good, clear picture, and will help not only in tight parking, but also when overcoming difficult road sections. Moreover, the distance to object is displayed in centimeters. It's the first time I've seen something like this. Separately, I want to note the new audio components: 8 speakers, 6 in the front and 2 in the back. Obviously, they won't make you a winner in sound quality competitions, but compared to what there was before, it's definitely better now. On this wonderful note, I propose to start moving in the direction of the proving ground to check the performance of the all-wheel drive. On the way, I will tell you about the remaining changes in the cabin. Once behind the wheel, the first thing you notice is the 12.3-inch fully digital instrumental panel. There are 3 options for the driver to choose from. Furthermore, the driver can choose the level of effort on the steering wheel: light, comfort, and sport. All 4 window regulators have an auto close function and anti-pinch protection. The windshield is electrically heated, while the interior rear view mirror is frameless. The safety system package available for Haval F7 has also expanded. Monitoring system of approach objects for the safe opening of doors. If a car, bicycle, or any other moving object is detected, the warning light on the corresponding side is lit. To conclude the topic of safety systems, now there is a collision avoidance system when passing through intersections, operates at speeds up to 20 km/h, and an automatic parking function. The system itself determines a suitable parking space using sensors and independently controls the car. The driver only needs to perform actions following the prompts of the system. Well friends, finally, we're here at the first test. The car drives up to the starting point, rests on the front right wheel, and starts moving. The unloaded wheels are actively skidding, and the number of revolutions rises to almost 2,000, while the Haval stands still. But with just a bit of acceleration, the F7 goes further. Afterwards, the front right wheel is in the pit, while the rear left one is hanging in the air. The Haval slips in place until the engine reaches up to 2,000 revolutions. At last, the car goes to the final phase of the first test. The F7 has no problem stopping at the point of fixation, where the rear left wheel is high in the air, demonstrating the extreme position of the suspension travel. Slight skidding until there's just enough torque to fully spin the loaded wheels. And even when staying in the position of diagonal hanging on a slope, Haval F7 rides forward to the next obstacle. This challenge was discovered completely by accident when filming the fuel consumption of the popular crossovers. Follow the link in the description if you want to see how the Toyota RAV4, Hyundai Tucson, Mazda CX-5, and the Chevrolet Equinox overcame this section, or click on the card in the upper right corner. The peculiarity of this test consists in the diagonal hanging of the front right and rear left wheels, while the present slope increases the level of difficulty. I smoothly raise the number of revolutions. The Haval stalls but does not go forward. Even when I press the gas pedal to the floor, the tachometer needle did not go beyond 3,000. Additionally, the car rolls back every time the electronics stop the slip, though I still hold the gas pedal. Trying to switch to the manual transmission mode did not give any advantage. The Haval is still skidding while standing in place. Disabling the traction control system in this position causes the suspended wheels to slip until the appearance of smoke from the tires. So I turn it on and roll back a little to get enough boost. Light and easy, as if there were no difficulties at all. Next, obstruction. Yet another climb with the diagonal hanging. The Haval is actively slipping in an attempt to reach the fixation point. The passage of the obstacle's main part is accompanied by constantly slipping wheels, waiting for the life-saving 2,000 on the tachometer. A seemingly complete and safe exit from the previous challenge area suddenly became another way of demonstrating the operation of the all-wheel drive. But there's nothing new here. Skidding, 2,000 revolutions, and the F7 goes further. At last, we have reached the impediment, where numerous comparative tests were filmed with the participation of popular premium class crossovers, pickups, SUVs, and even the Tesla Model X. Links to all these videos are in the description. But now, let's see how the Haval F7 will cope with this test. It's the first diagonal hanging, and the engine spins up to almost 3,000 revolutions to provide enough torque. Well, now we see the already familiar sequence, slipping in the anticipation of 2,000 revolutions, which allows us to move ahead. In case the obstacle is more difficult, the engine spins up to 3,000. It should be noted that I did not see a greater value during the testing period, despite the fact that I pressed the gas pedal into the carpet. A short stop to demonstrate the articulation of the rear suspension, after which we drive on towards the fifth and last test. The difficulty of this trial lies in a very steep slope, unstable ground with a large number of small stones, and all this is aggravated by the diagonal hanging. For me, this is the most difficult ordeal in the program. The front left wheel falls into the pit, and the rear right one comes off the ground. The car slipping and even spinning the engine up to 3,000 revolutions does not help. Let's roll back to alter the trajectory and go around the same hole under the left front wheel. The change of trajectory did not really improve the situation. The slope is still as steep, and with all the desire, the Haval cannot move on. The attempt to take a little more to the left during the next stalling was unsuccessful. Therefore, rolling back to pick up acceleration, and we drive through this obstacle thanks to the gained speed. Quite another matter. As a true conqueror, Haval F7 quickly rushed to the top. To be honest, we're not done just yet, and in order to finish, you need to pass a rocky step. Here it is. The rear left wheel is maximally clamped in the arch, while the unloaded wheels do not have sufficient grip. I press the gas to the floor, but the revolutions do not go past 2,000. Thus, in order not to further torment the car, let's roll back. Under these conditions, advancing thanks to gained speed can cause damage to the tires, wheel rims, or other body elements. What is the conclusion regarding the performance of the all-wheel drive on Haval F7? The system is not quick enough to instantly respond to the situation and provide the loaded wheels with the necessary amount of torque. That is why the car skidded a lot while overcoming the obstacles. But on the other hand, when the tachometer's needle stays in the range of 2 to 3,000, the Haval F7 starts to move, overcoming one test after another. Surely this is far from the best result in the class, but we must admit that Haval F7 is by no means an outsider in this regard. A sort of average, and if you add a little move, well, you yourself saw everything. Now, I propose to sum up the measurement of fuel consumption. During the testing period, I drove this car for 185 kilometers in the maximum mixed cycle. Traffic jams in the city, driving on the highway at increased speed, conquering obstacles, and working at idle during filming. After returning to the gas station and refilling a full tank again, the counter dropped to 23.97, which means an average consumption of 12.9 liters per 100 kilometers during the mixed cycle. Write in the comments if it's a lot or not, given that this is a mid-size crossover with a 2-liter petrol turbo engine.
Don't forget to write everything you think about the updated Haval F7. I'm waiting for your opinion in the comments. I'm Diaz, see you in the next video.